Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today I'm going to do another live stream. Now I'm still working on my live stream, and just for the people actually watching the chat right now, which I'm going to try and get to, I have to warn you, my internet has just been annoying. It's been pinging weird. I've been getting slow, intermittent issues. It's really starting to really piss me off because we pay a lot. Like I pay a lot of money for this internet, and I just find that it sucks. I mean, most of the time it sucks. So I'm in Canada. I know in North America the internet is not the best, and well, like most of North America, anyways. And some people overseas have better internet than us, but we pay so much money for this damn internet, and we just can't seem to get it to work. So my last live stream I did was I tried to do Pitfall 2 for the Atari, and I didn't get very far. I mean, I heard people on the chat, they were saying it was really choppy and this and that. So I think what's happening is my internet's kind of up and down. So I'm going to try. I'm going to hopefully not get disconnected, and it might be choppy. I don't know. I'm just gonna play it by ear. I'm having fun. This is really just for fun. I don't really do a whole lot of streaming. It's not really my thing. I prefer to do actual just videos. But I have fun doing this, and it gives me an excuse to play some games I haven't played in a while. Now I'm playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is the original NES port, the North American port. I don't know if there's any other ones in Japan that were before this one. But this was the one I got when I was younger, when I was like a teenager. I was really into Ninja Turtles actually at the time, and I got this game. And I mean, I never really had a problem with it, but I seem to, like, a lot of people seem to have a problem with it. They don't like it. Yes, it's not the arcade version. They did do the arcade port for the Nintendo. I never tried it. I never felt I wanted to. I like the arcade version. I like playing this in the arcades um, because it really felt like you were playing the actual cartoon. In the arcades, all the characters were the same as they were in the cartoon. They had all the voices. I mean, it was just so much better. However, I found the game itself, much like most arcade games, literally just quarter eaters. Like it was, you'd get into a screen, 1,000 enemies would come out, you'd have to beat them all up, you would get killed, you'd have to put in another quarter. And I played a few games like that, like RoboCop. One of my favorite games of the arcade. Played it all the time. It was exactly the same thing. RoboCop would come out, you would start walking. The first level was not too bad, but then after that, you would just get pummeled, and you would have to keep putting in quarters. And what I would do is I would like, I would pay so much, and then I'd get so far, and I'd quit because I'd run out of money. But when I started playing this, like something like RoboCop and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on like the emulator on my computer, and I'd have endless continues because you just push a button, I'd start to realize how much it would cost to actually do that. I mean, seriously, do that in an arcade, and I mean the amount would be insane because they designed those games to eat your quarters. So I just found that the Nintendo version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is a little bit different, obviously. It's got more of a storyline to it. It's got more stuff going on. Now, I have to warn you, much like when I did my RoboCop live stream, I haven't played these games in a long time. It's been actually a long time since I actually played Ninja Turtles on the NES. And so I'm being pretty brave doing this right now because I don't know what I'm going to run into. I don't think I'm going to remember half of it, and I don't think I'm going to be that good at it. I mean, with RoboCop, I think I got to the 3rd level, or maybe the 4th, I can't remember, and I couldn't get any further, and I had to like stop because I was just losing all over the place. And I know that Ninja Turtles is a very hard, frustrating game for a lot of people. In fact, I keep seeing this now and again. People showing clips of the water level where they're under the water defusing the bombs. So I see that happening a lot, and people are constantly going on about it. So yeah, I mean, this is just for fun, and you know, people in the chats. I'm seeing a lot of people right now. I see Rex, Warden, Green Lantern HG, Billy O, Simon Bellamundo. Uh, Sorry if I don't know this. Emero X. Uh, I don't know if that's how you pronounce that. I probably butchered that name. So I'm seeing quite a few people in the chat. So yeah, let's just keep this fun and let's just chat through it. Hopefully my bandwidth doesn't screw up, and you know, it's enjoyable. Let's just make this happen. So I'm going to flip on the game right now. And make sure I can still see the chat while I'm playing. Oh, wait. The sound effects just come back to me. I just love the opening scene. I mean, it's kind of cheesy. Raphael. I'm trying to remember, like, in the arcade, who was my favorite. I mean, I know on this one, on the NES version, I think everybody's favorite is Donatello, right there, because of his weapon. Like, his weapon has the longest reach, does the most amount of damage, and probably Leonardo would be like the next one. And I felt Raph was always the worst, because it didn't seem like his weapon had any kind of reach. It's like when you play games and your weapon is your fist. So let's start off. I think what I used to do... I don't know, should I start with Leo or should I start with Mike? Let's start with Leo. He's got a pretty good weapon, because it's got reach. I'm trying to remember now, when I used to play this, did I start with the weaker characters first? Or did I save them until I was, like, desperate? Just going back now, you know, again, I haven't played this in so long. Everybody liked Michelangelo. Yeah, I guess so. Simon on the chat saying that everybody liked Michelangelo. What was that, the NES version that they liked Michelangelo, or was that the arcade version? I always liked the arcade version because of the, you know, it kind of gave off the same vibe you had when you watched the cartoon. And it had speech and all that, you know, you would hear the cowabunga and all that stuff. Well, Rex is saying that Michelangelo was always his favorite, and he used to play him whenever you... Ironically, he's the opposite. I think a lot of us are like that. We're not the real party dudes. This is why we sit around playing video games. Now, the one thing that did always, you know, I think I know why, but a lot of these characters you see in this game are not really from the cartoon, because I don't think that this was based on the cartoon. I think this was based more on the original comic. Could be wrong, but I do remember now, like, the cover. I think I have to... Oh yeah, Bebop. The cover, I think they all had, like, red bandanas or whatever. Or red, uh-oh. And that's how they look like in the original, like, actual comic series. They all look the same. Just got Bebop there. That's Rocksteady. So I don't know. I don't know how much this was actually based on the comic or the cartoon. I know a lot of these games came out in Japan before they came out to North America as well. That's why when you buy some of these clone systems that are like clones of the NES Classic, they have a lot of those Japanese games on there. I think this was called like Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles or something weird. But you notice, like, none of these characters are actually in the show. Like that weird looking dude with the chainsaw. Okay. I think that's a slice of pizza there. I need that. I know I can always change if I need to. So it looks like I just came in here for a pizza and that was about it. I don't know if there was any point to that. I always find that when they do that in these types of games, where you have to go through this whole level just to get like a power-up, just to get your power back up, and then you have to go back through it, and then you end up losing all your power anyways. It's not like Zelda 2, where you go through that little, like those caves and all that stuff, and when you go back, all the enemies are gone. These ones respawn all the time. Oh, I remember that thing. Pretty sure that thing kills you in one shot. Change the turtles when low on health. Switch back for the pizza pickup. Ah, okay. Good point. That's the thing. I probably mastered this game a long time ago. I always hated that, you know, like, when you duck, his attack only goes down. So if there's somebody in front of you, it makes it difficult to attack them. Forgot about this weapon. That was pretty cool. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to switch out or something. Oh no, okay, I got him. Did I just hit a dead end? What's the point of this? Ow. Uh-oh. I gotta switch out to Wrath for now. Just to get out of this level before I die. I do remember when I used to be able to complete this game, it was a very long time ago. Get some pizza. Oh no! I'm telling you, this NES style controller I'm using, this thing is called Retro Link. It's never been the same since I did my Super Mario Bros. 3 run, before I played for like 4 hours straight. I think I like busted the button on this thing or something. It's just never been the same. It's not as good quality. It's a much cheaper plastic than a real Nintendo controller. Okay, let's get Dawn for this, because these flying guys are going to become annoying very soon. I think if it were up to me, I would use Dawn through the whole game. Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arcade is definitely better if you had multiple players. And that's like in the arcade, it was like for 4 people. And obviously each person would be a turtle. Okay, I'm losing battery here. That was close. Kind of like, you know what reminds me of the Ninja Turtles game is the Simpsons game. If you've ever played the Simpsons, it's pretty much the same game. It's just, you know, don't let the Foot Clan destroy the dam. Oh no, okay. Now the thing is, I don't remember about this game is how the continues work. I can't remember, because I know some Nintendo games have the endless continues and others give you like a finite amount of continues. And then you have to start again. Just like RoboCop, I think there was like 4 continues and then... You get up there, stay at the ledge. Ooh. Rex is saying the Simpsons is a horribly simplistic version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I can believe that. I mean, think of the audience that it would be attracting. When you get a game over in this game, you put the better game. Pizza! I hate how they only give you like half pizza or slices of pizza. They should just give you a full damn pizza. Hopefully my stream is going well. Like I said, I've been having intermittent issues with my crappy internet service. At least for uploading anyways. This guy. Hate him. Isn't this one of those levels where you can kind of jump up if you're lucky and you can make it? Oh yeah, that's a good point there. You could get a pizza, leave the building, come in and get a pizza again. So you can get all your turtles back to full power. I think I better switch. I still have Mikey there. Perhaps I should be using him. Give Don the pizza, because he needs it. Green Lantern's asking, or saying, wouldn't it be cool if you could play this game online with up to 4 people? That would be cool. Although this game wasn't really designed for multiple players, but the arcade version was. Love how he slams his nunchuck like that. Is this the dreaded Waterland? I don't want to do this. Need a drink. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Smash button time. This might require some total concentration. Now, do those things kill you right away? I'm trying to remember. Is it better to go up? Change the other team when stuff's being fun. Stuffs. Yeah, you know, I'll see how far I can get in this, and if I start to lose badly, maybe I can switch to, went a little faster. Maybe I can switch to, the arcade version. I think I had this game memorized a long time ago, but this never stuck in my brain like Super Mario Bros. did. Is it worth it to go this way? Hurry up, hurry up! Ow! hurting badly. Yeah, the narrow seaweed is an instant kill. Oh, sadly, the bad situation. Oh! Ow! Ow. You know what I need is a Super Mario Brothers frog suit. That's what I need. Well, you think these guys are turtles. They should be able to, like, swim better than this. Ow. 34 seconds. Oh, this part. I think this is the part that kills everybody. There we go. My first death. Whew. Okay. Bad, or bad. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it past this point. Especially when my button keeps sticking. Not a good combination there. Well, at least they're nice enough to keep all the bombs defused. You don't have to, like, do it all over again. I'm assuming, though, if I lose all my turtles, if I get, like, a continue, I gotta start it again. Honestly, I think it's this stupid button that's killing me. I might need to get another, PlayStation. Yeah, you know, I have another controller. It's just not like the Nintendo controller. It's more like a PlayStation style controller. Hey, Retro Now, what's up? Just torturing myself with some Ninja Turtles. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. I could have picked an easy game. You know, I haven't played this in so long, I just thought this would be a fun one to just tackle it again. Come on, swim, swim! Oh! I just totally lost there. Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna lose on this one. Game over! That was fun. Let's continue. Okay, so you start off here. That's not too bad. Simon Belmondo wants to see me play Castlevania on a live stream one day. I think I did, actually, a long time ago. I think I did for like a Halloween. It wasn't very good because I was, you know, I was doing it through, like, sharing my screen on Google Hangouts. And so it's kind of choppy and crappy. Although, you know, Castlevania, it's one of those games that just infuriates me to no end. I literally cannot pass that Reaper guy. Like, when I do, it's like once in a blue moon. Pretty much as far as I get is the Reaper. Usually when I get to the Reaper, I'm lucky if I have like 2 or 3 hearts left. In fact, my first experience, alright, see you later, Retro Now. He's got some edits to do on his, what is it, He-Man video? Oh, that sounds interesting. Oh, I need to fight that guy, don't I? Whoops. Yeah, my first experience with Castlevania was actually, you know, I think when I was a kid, my friend had Castlevania 2, which I played like a little bit. Oops. I don't want to use the stupid ninja stuff. But my first Castlevania game was actually Castlevania 3. And I remember I bought it. Went on a trip with my family to the States. I live in Canada, obviously. So, I found it in a store. It was back in the the days when I think Castlevania 3 just came out, or it was fairly new, anyways. And I wanted the Castlevania game, and they had Castlevania 3, so I bought it. And I played that game a lot. Like, I mean, I played it until I was able to complete it with a bunch of the characters. You can play as the Hunchback, or throughout the game you can get the Hunchback character to help you. You can get, what's his name, Sypha, or Sysha, or I think it's Sypha, and Alucard. And I think I've completed it with Alucard and the Hunchback. I think maybe all of them. Get out of here. What are you doing? Leave me alone. You guys suck. But yeah, recently I know I tried playing Castlevania 3 again, and I think I got stuck somewhere, so. But, you know, again, I was playing it on this emulator, using this crappy controller, and we all know with emulators, they're okay, but there's like a frame issue that's a little bit different than playing it on a real Nintendo. So games that require that kind of precise, you know, playing can't really be accomplished very well on emulators. This one here, like, this controller is just garbage. I'm pushing the button and he's not moving. Yeah, that's right, Rex. It's Grant, Sypha, and Alucard. I was actually surprised to see the Sypha in the in that Castlevania Netflix show. But I think I do remember someone saying, like, maybe it was the Angry Video Game Nerd, saying that the show was mostly based on the third one. Which makes me wonder who's going to end up in, you know, is Alucard and all them going to be in the second season of that. Ow. Okay, I doubt I'm going to get past this point. Don't give me a lot of time to get through that. Oh, that's good. The live stream is going through. Good. I was kind of worried about that. I was checking my, I was doing like a speed test and all that stuff, and dang. And it wasn't looking too good, so I was like, you know, this might suck. I'm kind of disappointed that the Pitfall 2 stream didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to. I really wanted to see how far I can get in that one. Maybe I'll try it again one day. I mean, frankly, there's not a whole lot of Atari games, Atari 2600 games, where you can stream for that long, unless you want to play something really repetitive. You know, something that never ends. So I got that, now I have to get through this, Ooh. There's more of that stuff? Seaweed from hell. Okay, do I go to the bottom or do I go to the top? I think I remember someone just saying this is all about memory. It's funny, some of this is familiar to me. No, don't, no. No! Yeah, I'm gonna lose. Maybe I should try to raft. See if you can get through there. How did I fix it, Brian? I don't know if I fixed I don't know if I fixed anything. I think it just might have been my internet at the time. When I was doing the live stream for Pitfall 2, I think my internet was just crapping out on me or something. I don't know. Either that or it was the frame rate setting I had on my this isn't good. Ow, ow, ow! Let's go, Dawn. You can do it. No! That sucked. Yeah, now I have nobody. Should I be like going back somewhere and refueling at some point, or is it possible to do that? I don't remember. I used to know all these tricks before, but how's it going, OMG James Gaming? OM James Gaming. Sorry, I always mess up your name. That's a mouthful, man. OM James Gaming. Oh no! Why do they have to steal this from Super Mario Brothers? Bastards. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get very far. Like, can you actually go back? I can't remember if you can go back. No, you can. But that's not gonna help anyway. I just wanna know if there's a way to refuel my characters. Because, you know, this is the spot where everybody really has the problems. It's not possible to go back for pizza now. Aw, that's depressing. So you really gotta make it in one go. Are those guys supposed to be the foot soldiers? Well, there is a pizza somewhere in here, right? Like, when I get to this certain point. It's not gonna be paying no one controlling them. Oh, the boomerang. Try the boomerang on the guy. Of course I didn't hit him. I don't like it. I find most of the time I prefer the regular weapons over the... other than the scroll weapon, obviously, which destroys pretty much everything it touches. And I think the scroll weapon's the only weapon that you can, the only thing that's going to get you to the Technodrome. You need to, like, stock up on them pretty much and throw a billion of them just to get to the Technodrome. I totally remember doing that. There's like a spot where you can just keep going back and getting more scroll weapons. Only 3 continues? Oh no. I know there's a pizza here, so let's kill this bastard first. And get my pizza. I always hated that. Why do they do that? Give you like 3 continues. I think Super Mario Brothers 2 did that as well, right? Only gave you like a finite amount of continues and then you gotta start again. So 323 Gonzalez is asking, do I ever buy import games from Japan? Oh, Famicom and all that. Not me. I don't have a Famicom, so it wouldn't matter to me. I don't know, I think that the Nintendo, the Famicoms don't work on the Nintendo, but the Super Famicom works on the Super Nintendo. If you can get you have to modify it or do something like that. There's like a pin thing you need to pull out. I mean, I prefer to be playing this on my real Nintendo right now, but I don't have a capture device to do this, so I'm kind of stuck with an emulator. If I can one day get a capture device and rig it all up and connect it to my computer or whatever you have to do, you know, play real Nintendo. Oh wait, why am I going up there? That was dumb. Another option too is you can actually, there's some people actually have adapters now where they can hook up a real NES controller to a PC. I've heard of people doing that. Ow. This is so hard. That was fun. Yeah, capture devices, yeah, like Green Lantern's saying is, they are expensive, and you also need a proper setup for it, too. I mean, right now my setup's just all over the place. Like, I typically do my videos in my basement. I have my man cave, so hence Brian's man cave. But I don't have my computer down there, so I literally do my recordings like this in my office, where my computer is, which is why I have a crappy background behind me. Oh, I'm running out of time. That's not good. So, even if I were to get a capture device, I'd have to, like, I don't know, bring my computer downstairs. I think I'm doomed. Whenever, oh, 1 second ago and I got eaten. Don, it's up to you. You can find the mail on TV tours. Let's try and do this. That means this is my last continue. Does this mean I have to start the game again? That'll suck. You hear the sound of my buttons, they're pretty horrible sounding. I don't know if I can get through this. This is really difficult when playing on this controller. Will I get through this without being hit? Good luck! Oops. Oh, Green Lantern's gotta go. Oh, thanks for tuning in. Watching me play horribly. I don't know if I'm gonna make it any further. 53 seconds. Why do they give me such a short time limit too? didn't realize how hard this level is. This is only like, what, level 3? Well, I don't know. This really doesn't even go by levels. It's just like areas. Where do I go now? Uh-oh. I don't remember where I'm supposed to go now. Did I miss one? Just love picking up these old games and trying to remember how the heck to play them. Oh, didn't get this guy. Yay! Woo! But then I'm out of continues. This might be all for nothing. I only got like Leo and Raph. Nice little story scene going on here. Kind of like in the movie, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. That's a cool looking Shredder though. Again, kind of like in the movie, Shredder had the red look to him. He actually looks a lot more like the movie than he does the cartoon Shredder. I love that movie. I still love that movie. Much better than that 2015 or whenever that came out remake, that horrible remake of reboot of Ninja Turtles. Oh wow, look at the size of this area. Okay, get the car. Well, this is where it becomes like, remember where to go. Hopefully oh yeah, I can shoot. How do I get out? Select? There we go. Oh yeah. This is all coming back to me now. Who fights next? Obviously the only one left. Game over. Oh! You suck, Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I lost all my lives on the water world. Or whatever that level is called. On some of the stages you can get your characters back. Yeah, I kind of remember doing that. You rescue them, don't you? You like find them in certain areas and you rescue them. I guess the idea is when they run out of power, they just get caught. So they're not dead. Ouch. I don't like the Ninja Stars. I don't think I ever used them. I don't know, does anybody ever use the Ninja Stars in this game? They just don't seem as good. I mean, I guess they're good for distance. I just find that in most cases you're facing the enemies straight on. See, there's a Konami code that gives you more continues. Never heard of that. That sounds interesting. This is Bebop. No! Tried to jump. That's not good. I lost Leonardo this early in the game. that might have been Turtles 3: The Manhattan Project. I don't think I've ever played that game. Okay, I'm just getting eaten alive here by this Bebop here. I'm just gonna turn it into Dawn and take care of him. Yeah, exactly. 323 Gonzalez. The scrolls is the most expensive, or most powerful weapon in the game. I think this is the area I went into. There's just a pizza in there. Screw it. Whoa! No! Why did I do that? You stupid thing. Alright. You know what happens when this happens? We restart the game. That's what we do. Lost too many men to continue. Let's do this again. Time to kick some tail. Although I don't know, like how far into the game do you have to go before you actually get the scrolls? I think it's one of those weapons that comes later on, isn't it? Like they give you the ninja stars early on. Then that boomerang. Now, speaking of Ninja Turtles, has anybody caught the... I don't know if it's out yet or if there's just previews for it, but there's a new Ninja Turtle cartoon coming out, and supposedly Raphael is the leader and not Leonardo. Like, what is up with that? And then I saw a drawing, I think it was on, I don't know, it was like a Facebook post or something like that, where somebody was kind of like annoyed by the let's try Ninja Stars with this guy with the drawing, and I looked at it, and not only was Raphael the leader, but his weapon wasn't the sai. It was like the you know, like the billy clubs that the police use, like the tonfas or whatever you pronounce it as. And I'm like, why are they messing with the Ninja Turtles? Like, do I go to this here? I don't think I can't remember. Do I have to go this way? I just bypassed it. Yeah. Will that keep materializing? Let's find out. Pizza, 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 pizza. But yeah, I don't know. I've seen a few of those other Ninja Turtle cartoons. I mean, oh, geez. I grew up with the original, so anything that's not the original, I don't like it. Especially that there's like a Nickelodeon one, and they really look weird. There's a few things you can't do. You can't really change their weapons. You can't change their personalities. Like, when they do that, it's just, I don't know. Some of these guys like really take a while. I mean, as frustrating as this game is, I still don't think it's as frustrating as Castlevania. I don't know, call me crazy, but I find Castlevania to be, I mean, the controls in that game, the way the enemies move, like those freaking Medusa heads. Okay, my weapon's not doing much. Die. I don't know, I just find Castlevania to be... And the other thing with Castlevania is, like, falling off the level. Like, you know, when you fall into a hole and die. It's really annoying. Like, at least in this game, that doesn't really happen. Well, to a degree. Oh, jeez. I tried to hit the button switch, and it went too fast. Okay, I need Dawn for this. Like I find with Castlevania, the majority of your deaths are falling in a hole. Like those freaking Medusa heads that come up and down and just push you into a hole. Actually, the other Ninja Turtle game I really enjoy playing, and I still have it, is the Game Boy one. I remember I bought that one a long time ago, like, not long after I bought my original Game Boy, which I still have in the basement somewhere. I bought the Ninja Turtles Game Boy game. I like how that one's a little bit more true to the cartoon. Like it has Baxter Stockman in it. And I think it even has Krang. I can't remember now. Yeah. It's been a long time since I actually played it. That's where I need to break up the Super Game Boy. Although I probably can just emulate it as well. Maybe I should do that. Play some classic Game Boy games. Super Mario Land. Zelda, what is it, Link's Adventure? Or is it Link's Awakening? What is it? The Game Boy Zelda, the first one. I think it's Link's Awakening. Is that the one where he wakes up on a beach? Looks like everybody's talking about Ninja Gaiden, however you pronounce it. I don't think I've ever played it for some reason. Surprisingly enough. Now, do you have to leave the level to get those things to materialize? I think you do. They just don't keep giving you free pizza. Oh, worth a shot. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played Ninja Gaiden. That's probably one of those things I should do, just for the hell of it. The fact that I've never played it before. Should just do a first time playing video. See how fast that game owns me. The thing with Nintendo was, you know, by the time Nintendo came out, I was still really heavily playing like Atari games and Commodore 64. So by the time Nintendo came out, I didn't get one until much later, and I only had like a few games. Like I rented a lot of games, but I played a lot of the same games over the. I played a lot of the Zelda games, like Zelda 1 and 2, and I played obviously Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3 a lot. Tetris. Yeah, I should try Ninja Gaiden. I always hear about it, or Gaiden, whatever. According to the Wizard movie, it's Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I should try it, but I think, whoops, that sucks. I think I'll have to play it at least once or twice, because, you know, I don't want to start a game where I don't know what I'm doing. I've had enough playing this, and I barely remember it. Usually what I do is I try to watch a few videos on it through the magic of YouTube. Just to kind of get my, get some bearing on the game before I try and attempt it myself. See, that was something that we couldn't do a long time ago, right? We couldn't, oh, stupid button. You couldn't, just watch a video and learn how to play a game. Most of the time, like when I played Nintendo back in those days anyways, you would rent the game because you couldn't afford to always buy them. The games were expensive, just like they are now. You would rent them, and you would only get like a day, maybe 2 days to play it, and then you'd have to return it. And sometimes too, when you rented a game, you weren't always guaranteed to get the, that's honestly my button failing on me. That's not my terrible jumping. And then sometimes you wouldn't even get a manual when you rented the game, so you just get the game and you'd have to like figure out how to play it. And you know, Nintendo games, they're hard. See, I'm pushing the jump button, and sometimes he doesn't jump, which is starting to really annoy me. It just sticks there into the controller. I think it's time to buy a new USB NES controller. Now I'm here, and I got nobody! But I haven't used any continues yet, so even if I do lose, I'm gonna have to go through all that again, but there's no way I can do this with, what, half and a quarter turtle? Not gonna happen. Oh well, let's just play it anyways. Play it through! I can do it. Check those stupid frickin' things. Simon used to rent from Blockbuster, yeah. Before, when I rented games, it was actually from a local rental store. Before Blockbuster was a thing, like when I was a kid, most rental stores were small. Like they were in a strip plaza, they were local. I went to one where it was like a, you know, actually a friend of the family worked there. And that's where I rented all my movies and games and stuff. I rented, the first time I saw RoboCop, I rented it there. And, you know, that's pretty much, that was my rental place. Blockbuster came a little bit later on when they created, like, the bigger rental chains and stuff like that. And I rented all my games from there. I rented Back to the Future, which I did what's going on here? Come on. Hello? There we go. See, there's the button failure. Button failure. Yeah, I rented Back to the Future a lot. I rented a lot of games and stuff like that. You know, pay the $5 to bring the game home, only to lose and then have to return it. Sometimes I would use it as a means of, like, I would rent the game just to see if it's any good to own it. Because you never know. I mean, there's a lot of, like, really bad Nintendo games. I think I'm dead. There's a lot of really bad Nintendo games, so it's good that you could pay, like, the $5 to try it out. And if you hate it, You don't have to rent it. You don't have to buy it. Or if you rent it, oops. Or if you rent it and then you beat it in one game, within the span that you rented it, then why would you buy it unless you really enjoyed playing it? I think that's only happened though to me with one, oh no, maybe 2 games where I either rented or bought it and completed it in that one little sitting. And the first one was Tailspin. The second one was, what was it? Flintstones. Yeah. I actually bought the Flintstones game. I think I rented Tailspin and I completed it during the weekend I rented it. That didn't happen very often with me. I mean, most Nintendo games, I never completed them. But with Tailspin, I rented it. I think I completed it within the weekend that I had it. And Flintstones, I remember I bought it. Because I'm a Flintstone fan. I love watching the Flintstones. So obviously when I found out there was a Nintendo game on them, I had to have it. Not the expensive Flintstone game, not that, whichever one that one is. Not that one. The one that was readily available to everybody. And I bought it, and I think I completed it on like, either the day or the second day that I owned it. And I was like, now what do I do? I often find, though, with, like, Nintendo games, yeah, there's two Flintstone games. One is rare. I forget which one is. The one I have is the one where they go back in time, or they go into time or whatever, and they meet the Jetsons, and I don't remember what, I think, I can't remember what the name is. I know I see the expensive one in stores a few times. Some of the, video game stores have it for like a couple $100. What's funny is how Little Samson's a rare game, but used to see a bunch of them back then. Yeah, Dinosaur Peak. Yeah, Dinosaur Peak. I think that's the rare one, right? All I remember is the one, like, I tried playing it again not that long ago on the emulator. The one that I actually have, and I was doing pretty terrible at it. I just remember that you would go into something and you would eventually meet the Jetsons. I think the second one's only rare because it came out really close to when they stopped making the games, right? Like, I don't think there's any other reason for it to be expensive or rare. It's just the timing of it, It's like Atari games. Atari games are the same. When they made some of the last few Atari games to be released, those are the ones that became really rare because they didn't have a billion of them made like they do, go against the current. Ow. When they made a lot of the first edition Atari games, well, they re-released them several times over. So, by the mid to late 80s, some games on the Atari have been released like so many times that there's so many different versions of it. Whereas the later titles, like the 84, 85, or maybe even later, 86 to 88, got a little bit more rare because they didn't produce as many. So by the time this time came around, there's less of them out there. Oh, I don't think I'm supposed to go down. Ouch. Please don't die. Let's see if I can just get through here. Oh, that was close. Yeah, let's do a little raft. My button will let me get through this. Ow, 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 ow. Come on, you can do it, Ralph. I love Raph in the movie, the first movie, the one that first came out, not the new one. Uh-oh. This is doing good. 17 seconds, there's no way. That really sucks. Seems like this game is owning me now. Wonder why they have an enemy with a chainsaw. It's such a weird enemy. These guys too. These guys are weird too. They're annoying, but weird. They look like drones or something. Ow, ow. It doesn't tell you how many continues you use either. Well, the other game I almost decided to play today was Zelda. The Legend of Zelda, the first one. Which I think I'm still pretty decent at. Just, you know, I just thought, I haven't played this game in so long, why not? So, maybe in my next stream. I know I've had a few people ask me to play that one. I mean, it's been one of my favorite games on the Nintendo for a long time. So yeah, maybe that'll be my next, well, it'll be my next Nintendo stream. I don't know. I'm still trying to, like, be a little bit more diverse, not just always play Nintendo titles. I'd like to play some more Atari titles as well. And, oh, crap. And perhaps, some Sega titles. And some Commodore 64. Actually, I have a few Commodore... Oh, jeez. I have a few Commodore 64 titles in mind that I'd like to, do a little bit of live play on. One being maybe Bruce Lee. I did a video on Bruce Lee a while ago. Not a bad game if anybody even knows anything about it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. This is why I hate Raph. His weapon is not good. What do you expect? I mean, what's he gonna do? Throw it all the time? The Sai itself is not really a offensive weapon, it's a defensive weapon. Yeah, I'm just getting sick of using him. Let's get to the good guy. Can't remember if Donatello is as good in the arcade as he is in this one. I mean, obviously in this one, he's the best character. Well, his weapon is anyways. I wish I could actually do some live play of some MAME stuff, but so far the way that I've kind of figured out how to do some recording like this, the software that I'm using has to be, you know, it captures a window. And with MAME, it seems to be like, I guess it's DOS-based or something, but it doesn't really open up in a window, it just kind of takes over. And so, when I tried to do a screen capture, which is kind of annoying, but... Oh shoot, do I give it to Raph or do I keep it with him? Let's give it to Raph. He needs it. Ideally, I shouldn't be losing any turtles because there's no way I can get through that water level. How about mixing Atari and Nintendo together and you can play the Tengen titles? Oh, that's a good idea. Well, I think that's the thing, like, if I'm gonna stream some Atari games, I'd probably have to do, like, a few, because most Atari games, you play them and it's like, you know, 5 minutes, if that. You can't really get a good long stream going unless you want to play the same game for, you know, several hours. But I mean that's kind of boring for people just watching it if you're just playing the same game over and over and over, like the same level. You know, when you do those high score challenges, like you know, James Campbell, one of my Patreon supporters, he's a big Atari guy. He plays a lot of Atari games, really good at Atari. And he does the what do you call it? You know, the trial runs. He can go for like hours playing the same game. Actually, today I think he was showing a game that he just played for like 5 hours straight. Can't remember what it was called. It was like Laser Blast or something like that. One of the Atari titles he played for like several hours and rolled the score, and I was kind of impressed by it. I was like, you know, to be able to play a game for that amount of time, the same game over and over again without getting bored, there's no real changes to the game itself. That's pretty impressive. The longest so far I've played a game in a long time would be when I did the Super Mario 3 run. And that was like 4 hours. I know my internet crapped out on that one too. Well, I don't know, something crapped out on that one. Because if you were to watch the video right now, oops, at the end I lose video feed. So it's kind of sucky because the last, like, I don't know, 20 minutes or 10 minutes of the video is like, you don't get any video feed, you just get the audio, and it's really crappy because I actually beat the game and you can't see it. Oh well. I did that one for a high score challenge, so I didn't use any, well, I didn't intend to use any warp whistles. I actually accidentally used a warp whistle because I hit the select button to select an item and I accidentally triggered the warp whistle, which I didn't want to do. because, you know, you're doing a high score challenge, and warping, you're going to get a lower score. But, yeah, so I ended up completing the game, but I didn't get a very good high score because I missed the entire level 7. I got all the way up to, like, level 6 something. Ah, shit. Yeah, I think I'm doomed. Do I have any more continues left? Am I done? Is this it? Because you can't do this level with one turtle. It's just not possible. I might have one more continue left. I lost count. I also did a Mario 2 run. I can't remember how far I got though. But I wasn't streaming them properly. I mean, when I first tried doing streaming, I wasn't using the software, and so a lot of my streams turned out to be very choppy, really actually crappy. Like I said, if you watch this video from the beginning, like I said, I never really set out to be a streamer or like this in the sense. I prefer to do videos, you know, where I can like actually shoot the video and edit it and all other stuff. I never expected to do streaming. I only did this because a lot of people have been asking me to do it, and so I thought, why not? Gives me a chance to play some games and interact with some people, and it's all for fun. Yeah, I think this is my last turtle, isn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna die. I know for a fact I'm gonna die. Have I been watching the drama with Billy Mitchell? Actually, yes. I've been following that whole thing ever since the whole Todd Rogers kerfuffle with Dragster. Is that it? Am I done? Is it over? Yeah, it's over. Yeah, I've been following that. Todd Rogers had the scores, the highest score, something like that, for Dragster, and it turned out that he fudged it or something like that, or I don't know. There's not enough evidence to prove that he did it. And then, you know, they wiped him all out of the scoreboard, and yeah, and then what did they do? How did they do that? I guess with Billy Mitchell, they were questioning him too, and he's been kind of the poster child for Twin Galaxies, which is the record people, the record holders for a lot of these old games. I'm starting to wonder now, do I even have the other Ninja Turtles in here? I don't know if they work. I've never tried this one. I only played this on the arcade. Oh, so they only give you 2 turtles. That's interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Nintendo did have a way to play 4-player. There was a module for that, right? Yeah, Billy Mitchell has now been brought into question. The King of Kong documentary that came out a while ago, which I really enjoyed watching. I loved that. I just loved watching it. It was so much fun because it was talking about a lot of stuff that oh, this is like irritating. You know, getting into the old games that I really like. Donkey Kong is like my favorite game of all time. I always loved playing Donkey Kong. And Billy Mitchell was always like, well, you know, he was like the champ for a while. And then Steve Wiebe was battling against him, but there was also another person who was actually, I think at the time when that movie came out, Billy Mitchell wasn't even the champion. There was like this other guy. So then there's been a few other champions since then. So in fact, if you were to look on the scoreboard, Billy Mitchell wasn't even like in the top 5 anymore. So, but he does hold the record, I think, for Pac-Man. Like he has completed all the Pac-Man boards all the way up to the kill screen. Whoa! This is fun. Shouldn't the foot soldiers be purple? To me, or are they blue? Although I think in the toy they were blue. I think I still have mine. Oh, there's purple ones up there. Yeah, I think I still have my foot soldier toy. I think he's blue. Purple? Purple or blue? No, blue purple? I think I like Michelangelo better in the arcade version than I did on this one. I think his weapon's kind of crappy on this one. Since we're Rocksteady comes in. Materialize! Yeah, it's definitely a good movie. If you can get your hands on it, The King of Kong. I did a flick picks actually on it too. I do a flick picks every once in a while where I talk about favorite movies. Usually movies that I really enjoyed. I don't just pick any movie and just review it. Like I do just movies that I really enjoyed or movies that kind of meant something to me. And I did a flick picks on The King of Kong because I really enjoyed that one. And I know a lot of it could be Hollywood, obviously, there's only so much that they're going to, talk about reality versus trying to keep it interesting for the viewers, right? So they kind of spin it in a way. But I really enjoyed it. I think watching the other people play the arcade games and stuff like that, I believe that at the time when they went to make that movie, it wasn't supposed to be just about Donkey Kong. It was supposed to be about arcades, but then they ended up, finding this whole story of this guy wanting to be the next Donkey Kong champion that they ended up just changing the movie dynamic around to focus mostly on Steve Wiebe and his quest to get into the Guinness Book of Records and all that stuff. Pretty interesting. But if you watch the movie, you'll see that they do talk a little bit more about other people who are in that industry, and they talk a little bit more about Twin Galaxies and about, what's his name? Oh, I'm trying to concentrate here at the same time. Walter Day, that's the name. Lost it there for a second. So they do talk about him and how he started the whole Twin Galaxies thing, and they show like the lady who was like the Hubert champion, and they talk about how they review the tapes for people who submit them for judging. So there's a lot more than just Donkey Kong in there. This when that, what's it called, thing comes out from Rocksteady. Is it Rocksteady or Bebop? I think it's Rocksteady. Yep, Rocksteady. Although I have to admit, on that second Ninja Turtles reboot movie, where they actually had Rocksteady and Bebop in there, that was pretty impressive. I really like that. Even though I'm still complaining about how they messed up the Shredder in both the reboots. Well, that's where the original Ninja Turtles movie got it right, where they actually made the Shredder pretty pretty decent. He was actually more of a ninja. He looked like the Shredder. The reboots, like, what are they thinking? That's what I say about any of these movies. Like, you screw up the villain, you screw up the movie. That's it. You don't make a good villain, you don't make a good movie. And so when they messed up the Shredder, like that first reboot movie, the Shredder's like not even a secondary character. He's like, nobody really knows who he is. And then, you know, in the second one of the reboot, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Like they changed the Shredder around a bit. They tried to make it a little bit more like the cartoon, but he never had his mask on or something like that. He just didn't look like Shredder. He was very quiet. He didn't really play much of a role. I don't know. I just didn't like it. You think about it, like, the Shredder could be such a cool character. How do you screw up somebody that's obviously going to be such a cool character? Like, even in the second original Ninja Turtles movie, where they turn the Shredder into, like, Super Shredder at the end, like, that was pretty cool. We can all ignore the fact that Vanilla Ice was in that movie, and they had to make that whole Ice or Ninja, what is it, Go Ninja Go crap, you know, whatever. This was at a time when rap was still a thing, and they had to put rap into every movie, and I found at that point in time, that's when all the sequels are coming out. If you watched, like, Ghostbusters 2, there was a lot of rap in that movie as well. It's just the timing of it. You know, Bobby Brown and his rapping, and pizza would be good. Oh, you know what? You just made a good point there. Today's National Pizza Day. Maybe that's why I wanted to play this game, or Ninja Turtles in the first place. Maybe I had pizza on the brain. Even though I didn't have pizza for dinner today, surprisingly. I was considering it though. Usually Fridays are when we have pizza, so it's kind of odd that I didn't have pizza on a Friday. Yeah, it's National Pizza Day. Hashtag National Pizza Day, or whatever. One of those silly handles on Twitter. I am not good at this right now. Yeah, I think that's why this game it's just really just a bunch of... It's like a beat-em-up game, right? Yeah, but what better game to play right now on National Pizza Day than Ninja Turtles? You know what, I think the thing is too is that if you think about it, the arcade game was probably designed for 4 players. So playing it with 1 player, it's kind of like, you know, you just like decreased your odds in your success right there. You know, if it was originally designed to be played with 4 people, maybe even two at least, you just decreased your odds in, you know, getting anywhere in this game. That's why I say, like, when I used to play this on the, well, MAME, not just the arcade, but actually on, like, the emulator, I would see how many coins it would take me to get anywhere. Yeah, Simon Belmondo, he raised a good point too. Another good pizza game is Yo Noid. I actually remember renting that game. Just another one of those platformer games. Can't do anything. Come on, Rock, stay with Didn't he talk in the arcade? He used to say something. I'd say though, I still think RoboCop was my favorite of the arcade. Even though they're very similar. Both required a crap ton of coins. Finally. Jeez. Oh, sugar. Yeah, the graphics just don't match with the arcade. Okay, let's see. Ow. What you would have at home. That's what a lot of the appeal was to the arcade, right? Like, you'd play a game on the arcade and then you come home and boot up your Atari and it never looked the same. Nowadays, obviously, it's completely different. Your games at home are probably better than what you can get at the arcade, which is why they have to, like, resort to more virtual reality stuff, or... I don't know. The arcades today, at least where I am, they're not the same. In fact, most of them now are just full of those games where you just win tickets. When you go to Chuck E. Cheese, ugh. I've been to Chuck E. Cheese quite a few times now with my daughter, and it's just not the same. Most games, you just put a token in and hope you get a ticket, or a couple of tickets. It's mostly gambling. It's like a casino. It's like they're training children on how to use a casino. How to go to a casino. Oh no! Game over. Well, that was fun. I just thought I'd give it a shot. At least I know it works. Anyways, yeah. So that's it for me playing some Ninja Turtles now. Yeah, I'm obviously not too good at that. But that was pretty fun. I mean, I kind of got further than I thought I was going to get on the original Ninja Turtles NES game, not this one. I just threw this one in at the end just for hell of it. But yeah, I mean, that water level, obviously, I must have had some kind of techniques or something I must have done when I was younger. I think I saw somebody in the posting saying you just got to remember that the patterns. You got to remember where you have to go, and you just got to get good at not getting hit by those whatever electrical seaweed things are, because that seems to be your that seems to kill you faster than anything. But I thought I did pretty good. It's been a long time since I played it. And I would have definitely preferred to play it on a real Nintendo NES. In fact, I would say that with any of the Nintendo games. If you have a chance to play them on real Nintendo, play them on the real Nintendo. Emulators are fine, and in fact, the only reason why I'm using the emulator is because it's the only way I could record it right now to do it properly. When I do my videos, a lot of times I use real gameplay on my TV and I record it and all that stuff. It doesn't give me the best quality, but it's the actual game. But yeah, I mean, it's just fun. And thanks everybody for coming into the chat. I mean, this is why I do this mainly, because it's a lot of fun to actually have some interaction. You know, most of the time when I do my videos, I just do them myself in my basement. I'm recording, then I spend like hours just editing the thing and uploading it and all that. So, I mean, it's not fun in 60% of the time, because most of it is work. Whereas doing this, it's fun. I'm playing. It's not serious, and I get to interact with people. So, I mean, that's kind of like why I like doing the streams. I'm not going to do all streams all the time, but when I do, I have some fun. So, thanks guys for coming into the stream. I had Green Lantern in earlier. He's always been watching my videos. I've had, I think, Retro Now was in there. The Retro Nostalgic Nerd, he's a cool guy. He does a lot of Transformer videos. I've been watching his stuff for a while. You should check him out. He's, I think his handle's Retro Now on YouTube. But yeah, he's definitely a cool guy. Lots of cool guys in the chat. Thanks for following me. And yeah, hopefully I could do this again. And I'll have another video coming up. My latest video is a huge Atari collection. You should check it out. And it's Matt. I don't want to say his last name because I'll probably butcher it, but I put his name in the video anyways. He was nice enough to send me his huge Atari collection. And when I say huge, I mean he's got a lot of rare stuff, a lot of rare Atari games. Check it out. I was blown away by the pictures he sent me. In fact, I had to do a lot of research just to do the video, because there was so much stuff in there I've never seen before, and I was quite surprised at what I saw. So if you have time, if you want, it's a little bit of a long video, so you might not be able to check it out like in one go. I think it's like 40 minutes long, because he's got a lot to go through, and I probably could have spent another hour and a half on it. Anyways, check it out if you can. Also, I like showing other people's caves or collections. So if you have a collection that you're really proud of and you'd like me to do a video on it, I'd be totally happy to do that. Just reach out to me. You can get me on Facebook. You can get me on Twitter. Leave a comment below. Whatever. Just you can even go to briansmancave.com. You can find me in a lot of different ways, and if you have some, if you have your photos or whatever you'd like me to show off your cave, I'd totally be happy to do it. I had fun doing it, and yeah, I think people like actually watching and seeing how other people's caves are. Anyways, hope you liked the video. This was a live stream of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES. I had fun playing. Thanks for being in the chat, and I'll talk to you guys later. Just gonna have to shut this sucker down.